Hello, beautiful souls. This is Julie with Into Heartspace, and we're here looking at your collective energy for May. Also, I have a couple announcements that I wanted to make before getting into the energy that everyone's going to feel in some degree, whether it's personally or if it's around you. This energy is going to just be around in the ether as the collective all month, all of May. But before we get into that, I wanted to just give a couple announcements that my Patreon is a go, and so we do have patrons already signed up. So please go check that out. It is awesome. There's a lot of different tiers, a lot of different things that you can get, and as the amount goes up, you get more of me through the month. So I send you tarot cards, or we can do check-ins to make sure everything's going okay during the month. And if you can't afford that, that's okay. There's a $1 tier where you get all of the love readings. So the love readings will no longer be on YouTube. The only love reading that will be on YouTube is for the birthday month of that month. Also, I'm doing a promotion on Instant Go where you can get a free question from me answered via text on the Instant Go app. Go check out my video about the free promotion on Instant Go to find out how to do that. It's only the first 10 subscribers get to use it, and it has to be people who are new to Instant Go. So if you're already part of Instant Go and already have gotten a reading, sorry. But if you haven't and you've been kind of inquisitive and wondering what happens, then go check out that video because you get a free reading with me. So go check that out. So let's call in the highest of light, the highest of energy to guide us on this reading, calling in the divine. What is the collective energy of May? What does a collective need to know for May? Okay, it just popped out like that. And it's actually 3. So we have life force, the snake. We have rainbow, forgiveness. And then we have the owl, awareness. Okay. Don't we need this every single month? Don't we need forgiveness, awareness, and life force every single month? Doesn't it feel that way? But this month in May, really focus on that individually for yourself, to keep yourself really solid, really strong, and also staying apt to what is happening around you. There's going to be a lot of shifts and changes happening this month. There's a lot of signs. I already did your monthly readings, and there's a lot of signs that are going to be doing some drastic shifts, some for really, really good, for the better, and some that are just transitional, you know, that idea of the tower, you know, the tower energy, things falling apart so it can begin anew. That's happening too. So really think of the life force within you, and with the snake too. The snake is a really misunderstood, you know, creature. I personally, I'm not the fondest of snakes, and I should probably learn to accept them more. But the thing is, a snake is a snake is a snake. It doesn't pretend to be anything else except for what it is. It doesn't play possum and play dead. It doesn't, you know, give you sweet little eyes to get more food. It's a snake. And if it's hungry, it'll eat. And if it's not, it won't. And if it thinks it's in danger, it will strike. All right, so that is something that we can take and also put into our awareness to stay very clear about who we are and how we react and act to others around us. Be true to yourself. In a way, be a snake. You know a snake is poisonous. You know a snake can strike. It's not a bad thing. That's simply who the snake is. If you don't want that to happen, then don't be around it. All right? But take those little nuggets of beauty from the snake of just being true to who it is. That's what happens. Now, with forgiveness, with the rainbow, for those who are struggling in that, struggling in just staying very clear with who we are and what you are, forgive yourself and forgive those around you. We're going through a lot. There's a lot of shifts. There's a lot of changes going on. Taurus season has been kind of crazy. We've got Chiron that just went into Aries. Holy cow. We've got some major planets in retrograde. Saturn's retrograde, Pluto's retrograde. So we're having to rethink, redo all of these aspects of ourselves, and we just got out of Mercury retrograde last month. So there's a lot of this energy that is still floating around of just reiterating what we know, relearning what we need to continue on. And so, just be a little gentle with yourself and with those around you. We're all going through it. We're all going through this antsy shift. Like, I want it now. I want it to happen now, but it's not happening, right? It's not, because you still have some things that you need to plan and the things that you need to get together. This cosmic shift that is happening is going to take a couple years, my friends. This isn't going to just happen, and it's been going on for some time. And even though I just said like a couple of years, it's going to go way past that. So up into 2020 and 2025, we are going through a ginormous energetic shift within our collective, and we are all part of it, and we're all feeding it. So are you going to feed it positively and be forgiving and aware of what's happening around you so that it's not a surprise to you when a snake appears in the grass, when there's a snake in the grass, where snakes are, right? So take all this in May, and really get yourself smooth, get yourself secure and satisfied in some degree of like, okay, I got this. I know I'm not completely there, and I know there's still a lot of things that I need to redo, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I can add some patience to it, and I can forgive myself for wanting more right now, when I know that I'm going to have the world at my fingertips if I just keep on my path. So keep that up. And also, just be loving. Be loving to everyone. Gosh, man, I have so many of my clients have come up and their hearts have been torn out of their chest. And I just want to reiterate that while you're walking through. And that doesn't mean be all googly and, let people walk over you. But like when you are saying something, even when it is in argument, even when it is in defiance, do it from a loving place. Have your foundation from there so that when you are speaking, it's your truth, but it's from a place that is good for you and for the people who hear. All right, so you don't have to agree with everything that's going on. Hell, most of the stuff, I'm like, are you kidding me? Did that just, really? What? How did that happen? What is going on with this world, right? But when I talk to others, even like when we feel that energy, it comes from a place of, I want to be better, and I want you to be better, so that we can rise up, so we can take our collective up higher. And the only way that's going to happen is if you come from that place of love, even in defiance, even in anger, even in confusion. Like, wait, I'm confused. Help me understand so I can move forward with you. See the difference between, oh, I'm confused. I don't get it. I give up. It must be stupid. What's that all about? No, stop that. Like, really, find your energy, find your life force, and let the life force flow through you in love, in honesty, in respect for you and those around you. And when that happens, that's when the real shift happens. That's when you can really shift into the gear that you need to go in. Is when you come from a foundation of love, of life force. Okay, so if you want a personal reading, find me on Facebook, email me, go to my website, find me on Instant Go. Go look at that video so you can get a free reading and become a patron. Okay, let's move on to our readings. Hello, Scorpio. This is Julie with Into Heartspace, and we're looking at the energy of May 2018. All right, let's get straight into it. Calling in the highest of light, the highest of energy to guide us on this reading, calling in the divine. What messages do you have for my Scorpio? Scorpio moon, rising sun. What do they need to know for May? All right, let's get to it. Okay. And remember, I pick as many cards as you need, so it will be different than the other signs. And if I need more, I'll pick more, and we go with what you need. So we have Suspend, 8 of Swords, 6 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and then the Chariot reversed. Suspend and Chariot are reversed. All right, and Suspend is also known as the Hanged Man in other decks. So just to give you a little bit of perspective on this deck. This deck is called the Guardian Tarot, so it's from the trees, the Guardian of Trees. All right, so I really want you to think about what people have said to you and how you have taken it, especially over the last couple of months. I feel like there is a really ginormous miscommunication that has been plaguing you and what you do. And it's because you thought they said something, but they didn't really say it. You just took it the wrong way, or vice versa. You said something and they took it the wrong way. And because of that, you've had this unease in your life and in your soul too. Like you just can't settle down. You can't find your own sense of peace in a way, because it's just eating at you, this situation. It's like your happiness is tied up in it. Your feeling of home, your feeling of who you are is tied up in it. And it's simply because of a miscommunication that happened. And I feel like for you, Scorpio, that you don't necessarily know it happened, that you've ignored it, and that you're in a way kind of turning it into their problem when it's both of your problem. And this could be at work, this could be within your romantic relationship, it could be in anything that's on a one-on-one situation that you talk to them on a regular basis. It's somebody who's very close to you. And so it's hard to kind of plan a future with them, or plan future events, because there's like this rift between the two of you. There's something that's there, and you think it's their problem. You're like, well, I don't understand. They're just drawing away from me. They're not communicating to me. They're not telling me what's wrong. And I'm pretty sure they're thinking the same thing. So this is going to be a really vital time for, if you want this relationship to grow and to get out of this rut, is to really communicate and talk to one another. Otherwise, this situation's going to stay poisoned, and it's going to get worse. And it's the reason why I feel like a lot of it has to do with you kind of pushing them away at this point because you don't want to deal with it. You're like, well, it's their fault. They're not talking to me. It's because of the suspended energy. And that, like I said, it's the Hanged Man energy, and it's in reverse. So you're denying your own truth. You're denying your actual feelings and where you're truly at, and turning it into something else than what it truly is. And when that happens, and you might be doing it subconsciously, like you don't even know you're doing this, but I want to draw it to your attention so that you can be like, oh, wait, maybe I am. And not saying you're wrong, but it's just your perspective is quite different from this other person. And so when it comes to perspective, there is no right or wrong. It's simply yours. But if you want to grow, and if you want to cipher and build with someone, then you have to have some ease. You have to have some ease within this perspective, because having like this hawkeye, eagle eye of this is it, this is it, this is it, you're missing a lot of the beauty and the nuance of your life and this relationship. And the reason why I'm really focusing on it is because it is permeating so many different aspects of your life. In fact, Scorpio, like I get this feeling you're really tired, you're lethargic, and you can't put your finger on it. Well, it stems from this situation. Because even though you may not be focusing on it all the time, your body and your soul are taking all of it in over and over and over again. And so in order to push through it so you can really start to get your motor running again, you need to face up to it. And not only face up to it, you need to hold accountability to yourself in the situation. Not just to the other person, but to yourself, and say, you know what, I was pushing you away. I really felt like it was your problem, but I know that both of us are part of it. How can we fix this together? So hold yourself as accountable as you are the other person to really solve this situation. Now I'm going to pull from the Mother Wisdom deck. Just for some added guidance. And the reason why I'm pulling from the Mother Wisdom deck this month is for Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you who have a mother, who are a mother, who have friends who are like mothers. Oh, to the fur babies. Oh, Easter celebration. All right, so I'm going to pull from the book because I'm curious. I'm going to go straight into it. Like I'm not getting any real big vibe off of it. When Easter appears in your life, rejoice. The Germanic goddess of fertility and spring, Easter celebrates having made it through another winter to welcome the return of light and life. The word Easter comes from Easter worship. Her magic embodies rebirth and potential. Giddy with spring fever, she invites you to revitalize yourself at her banquet of revelry. Whether inspired by the change of seasons, a birthday, or a milestone, some festivity awaits you and yours. Without further delay, Easter prompts you to celebrate yourself, to take pleasure, and to feast upon your life. As Derek Walcott said, the time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself, arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, sit here, eat, feast on your life. So this is interesting. As I was reading it, I was trying to encompass what this means for you. And so with this situation that's happening of a rift, a pull between someone or a situation and yourself, you have become very forlorn. You have become very, in some ways, depressed. And like I was saying, it might be tough for you to sleep, or you're sleeping too much, or you're exhausted, or you're overly anxious. And so Easter reminds you that everything is a blessing, that everything in your life you should hold with gratitude, even if you're having trials and tribulations with it. And so this could be a major source of issue for you and your loved one, or your work partner, or your boss, or whoever this rift is with. That could be the issue, is that you are holding on to the darkness just a little too tight. And so you need to take what you have learned in the darkness and the beauty of the darkness and bring it to the light. Okay, and so remember that in the forlorn, there is still something to celebrate. And in the celebration, there is always something to let go. We can't have one without the other, and neither is good or bad. They are both needed, a balance between the two. And you may be a little out of balance this month, Scorpio, focusing on the woes and the worries, when there's actually a lot to celebrate. And so bring that to the table as well when you are talking with this person. Bring that to the table saying, I love you. I want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate us. I want to celebrate me. Let's celebrate as well as work on. And I think if you change that perspective just a hair, instead of saying, well, I don't know what's wrong with you, I'm not going to deal with you, saying, you know what, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I still celebrate you. and I still celebrate me. Just that simple shift, even though I say it's simple, I know it takes a lot of courage to do that, will drastically change how the situation will grow and become. Okay. If you would like a personal reading, find me on Facebook, email me, go to my website, find me on Instant Go, and make sure you become a patron on Patreon. And if you loved this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you didn't, email me and let's chat about it. All right. Remember, listen to your heart and the body will follow. Until next time, much love, joy, and blessings.